Good evening, friends. Hello. Today, one of the most important news जो अखबार में और चारों ओर ऑनलाइन छाई हुई है मार्केट में, वो ये थी कि रूस ने रशिया has discovered or at least completed the clinical trials of a vaccine against coronavirus. तो काफी there is हो हल्ला and everybody started getting to talk about it. आप में से a lot of people wrote to me saying that you want me to talk about this vaccine and how useful it will be and what effect will it have on us और कितनी जल्दी वो वैक्सीन हमें अवेलेबल हो जाएगी। और मैं समझ सकता हूँ एंजाइटी इंपॉर्टेंट है, हम सब कोरोना वायरस की वैक्सीन का वेट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इस एंजाइटी में कभी कभी हम लोग न्यूज की तह तक नहीं जाते, हम उसके डेप्थ पे नहीं जाते और उसकी वजह से वी गेट कंफ्यूज एंड वी गेट हाफ इन्फॉर्मेशन। अगर आज आपके ब्रॉडकास्ट सुनने का पर्पस एक अच्छी न्यूज ही सुनना है तो शायद मैं आपको डिसअपॉइंट करूंगा, लेकिन अगर आज आपका सुनने का पर्पस मुझे ये है कि आप सच्चाई जानना चाहते हैं तो हेयर फर्दर। ऐसा प्रतीत हो रहा है कि ये जो पूरा रशियन वैक्सीन के बारे में बात करी जा रही है, दैट देयर इज अ बिट ऑफ अ मिथ इन इट, इट्स एक्चुअली अ बिट ऑफ एन अनट्रूथ इन इट। और आज उस अनट्रूथ को हम अनरावल भी करेंगे, और हमेशा की तरह माय पर्पस इज नॉट टू डिबंक अ न्यूज बट आल्सो टू टेल यू एंड मेक यू मोर इंटेलिजेंट एंड मोर इन्फॉर्म्ड कि वैक्सीन कैसे बन रही है और कौन कौन सी बन रही है फ्रॉम ऑथेंटिक सोर्सेस। तो सबसे पहले बिफोर आई गेट इनटू दिस रशियन वैक्सीन, आई वांट टू गेट इनटू द प्रोसेस ऑफ व्हाट इज अ क्लिनिकल ट्रायल। इस बारे में हम पहले भी बात कर चुके हैं, लेकिन कई लोग पहली बार जुड़े होंगे, तो उनके लिए इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट वैक्सीन का जो प्रोसेस है वो क्या होता है, व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ द वैक्सीन। सो लेट मी ब्रिंग टू यू दिस, एंड आई एम श्योर यू हैव सीन दिस अर्लियर एज वेल। आपने इसको पहले भी देखा होगा, बट दिस डायग्राम इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज इस डायग्राम से I'm going to explain to you on what is clinical trial. सबसे पहले you need to understand कि समझनी जरूरी है, वैक्सीन्स जो है स्वस्थ लोगों को दी जाती है, और इसलिए वैक्सीन्स में जो आपको लेवल ऑफ सेफ्टी रखना है, सिक्योरिटी रखना है, वो कहीं ज्यादा है। बिकॉज अनलाइक अ दवा जो एक बिल्कुल जो व्यक्ति बहुत बुरी हालात में है, आप उसको कुछ भी टेस्ट करने के उस हालात में होते हैं, लेकिन वैक्सीन स्वस्थ लोगों को दी जाती है, इसलिए इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू बी वेरी कॉशियस अबाउट वैक्सीन। दैट्स व्हाई वैक्सीन्स टेक मोर टाइम टू डू ट्रायल्स एंड डेवलपमेंट, राइट। वैक्सीन के जब ट्रायल्स होते हैं तो कुछ लोगों को कैंडिडेट वैक्सीन दी जाती है और कुछ लोगों को प्लेसिबो दिया जाता है, बताया नहीं जाता है किसको प्लेसिबो है, किसको वैक्सीन दी गई है। और फिर इस सैंपल को देखा जाता है कि इसमें कोरोना वायरस कितना, किसको कितना कोरोना वायरस लग रहा है, और उसके हिसाब से डिसाइड होता है कि क्या वैक्सीन इफेक्टिव है या नहीं है। किसी भी क्लिनिकल ट्रायल ऑफ वैक्सीन के 4 फेजेस होते हैं, इस बारे में पहले भी चर्चा कर चुके हैं, एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू गेट बैक ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर ग्राउंड अगेन। The first phase of any vaccine is called a preclinical trial phase, which means the vaccine is developed and tested usually on animals. If you remember, Oxford vaccine was tested on monkeys. The other vaccines have been tested on chimpanzees and so on and so forth, right? इसके बाद जो next phase आता है, that phase is called the phase 1 trial. Now, the phase 1 trial is a very important phase because the phase 1 trial is is when the vaccine steps into the first process of audit. Phase 1 trial typically is tested on about 20 to 80 participants, right? Anywhere between 20 to 80 participants, a very small number which you tested. उसके बाद हम क्या करते हैं, if phase 1 trial के रिजल्ट अच्छे आते हैं, then we go on to phase 2 trial, which is tested on 100 to 300 people, phase 3 trial on 1,000 to 3,000 people, and then the review is done by FDA or whatever is the agency in that country, and then phase 4 trials happen, which is a mega launch kind of a thing. It's a pre-launch stage जहाँ पे हजारों, thousands of people पे आप इस वैक्सीन को ट्राई कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। जनरली ये पाया गया है कि जो 70% लोग जो फेज 1 ट्रायल पे वैक्सीन आती हैं, उसमें से 70%, 70%, 10 में से 7 गो ऑन टू फेज 2 ट्रायल। फेज 2 ट्रायल में जो वैक्सीन आ जाती है उसमें से सिर्फ 33 यानी 1/3% गोज ऑन टू फेज 3 ट्रायल। फेज 3 ट्रायल पे भी a lot of vaccines के they lose their wicket, and phase 3 trial to phase 4 trial is about 25%, which means that if 20 vaccines begin at phase 1 trial, one vaccine will finally qualify for phase 4 trial. So that's where we are, friends, right? Now, I want to talk to you about the specific Russian vaccine, and you need to understand some facts very quickly on that. First of all, I need to explain to you who is exactly developing this Russian vaccine. So the agencies, there are two agencies which have got together to develop the Russian vaccine, and they are the following. So the two agencies are the Russian Defense Ministry, which is the Ministry of Defense in Russia, of course, and the Gamaleya Scientific Research Institute of Epidemiology and Microbiology. Epidemiology is the science of epidemic study. Coronavirus is an epidemic, as आप जानते हैं, it's actually a pandemic. और microbiology यानी कि छोटे सूक्ष्म पदार्थों की स्टडी करने वाली एजेंसी. So Russian Defense Ministry and these two institutes developed this vaccine at the preclinical trial stage. Then this vaccine has to be tested. So then begins the phase 1 trial of this vaccine. And the trials of this vaccine was done by this another institute, which is called the Shechonov. The Shechonov is first Moscow State University, is the place where the vaccine trials are happening. Now is the catch. The catch is this, which nobody has told you. Like media is not reporting, some of them are reporting, but not everybody. But the ones who got confused, this is where they got confused. The total number of volunteers who have tested this vaccine is 3838. They've done in two phases. पहले इन्होंने 18 जून को they tested 18 volunteers, 18 June, they tested 18 volunteers, and then 23rd June there were 20 more volunteers. So 20 किए 23 तारीख को और 18 वॉलंटियर किए थे 18 जून को पिछले महीने. So that's a total of 38 trials. Now you are smart. You know, if I were to put the next slide again, let me come back to the phase trials again. And that slide, you know where it qualifies. It's between 20 to 80 participants. Hence, this is a phase 1 trial. That is what they have completed. So I'm sorry, I mean, I know I'm disappointing you, my friends, but I want to tell you the truth. And the truth is that this vaccine has only completed phase 1 trial. This will now go to phase 2 trials. They're saying phase 1 is successful, which means it's a good news, which will now take it to phase 2 trial. Then it'll go to phase 3 trial if it's successful there, and then so on. But I don't want to disappoint you, right? And I want you to know a little more about vaccines. The World Health Organization, which is the apex World Health Organization, you know that, you may like it or not like it, but the World Health Organization has compiled a list of vaccines which we are researching across the world. And I want to show you that. And there is some good picture. The good picture is right here, right? And I want to show you this. I'll expand this for you so that you can see it. There are a total of 23 candidate vaccines. You can see this, right? 23 candidate vaccines which are in the clinical evaluation stage. And they're all in different phases. So, I'm mixing Hindi and English. Don't worry. All of you are saying things. English, Hindi, and mixed. So don't worry. Anything, whatever language you'll understand, you'll understand. I'm seeing the comments. So I'll दोनों को आपको समझ में आएगा, ठीक है? So as I said, there are 23 vaccines, 23 vaccines which are in clinical evaluation stage, and they are in different phases. The number 1 at the top is phase 3. You remember the diagram? Phase 3. इसके बाद phase 4 होगा. Phase 4 is a full rollout. Phase 3 पर is the Sinovac vaccine, which is a Chinese vaccine. The Oxford vaccine, which we have just talked about, is also on phase 3. Remember, the Russian vaccine is in phase 1, right? Oxford vaccine is in phase 3 though. So it's far higher than the Russian vaccine. And there are several other 23 vaccines. Most of them are either in phase 2 or phase 1, right? And of course, the Russian vaccine also features there. This is the Indian vaccine, which is right now between phase 1 and 2. This is the Indian vaccine. You saw Bharat Biotech, right? This is also there, listed in the World Health Organization site. Then you have this is the Russian vaccine, which we're talking about, which is right now at phase 1. So it is way down. So don't get too excited about the Russian vaccine. If you want to get excited, you get excited about the Oxford vaccine and the Sinovac. And then, of course, there are 137 other vaccines which are at a preclinical trial. So I'll go back to the same diagram and just show you, right? So yeah, so at the preclinical trial stage, which is the first where you test 137 vaccines. In phase 1 to 3, between those, there are 23 vaccines. The Russian vaccine is in phase 1. So this is the whole truth of the Russian vaccine. This is what you need to understand. ये आपको समझना बहुत जरूरी था, क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा है कि कई लोगों ने मेरे को लिखा कि इस बारे में हमें बात करना चाहिए, बहुत एक्साइटिंग न्यूज़ है, बट ये ही सच है. सच जानना जरूरी है. वैक्सीन आने में समय अभी भी लगेगा और कई महीनों का समय लग सकता है, which means you have to wait out these few months. You have to take care of yourself. Don't lose your cool. Uh, it is, I know it is a difficult phase, but that's how it is, right? So I hope you're more enlightened about the vaccine. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, share it with your other friends so that the confusion is dispelled. And I hope you'll keep sharing, and we'll keep sharing more knowledge, and you keep following. And that's what I want. And once again, I wish you all the health, all the luck, and good night.